and welcome to episode 3 of the So Tell Me podcast. I am your host, Claire.
And I am your other co-host, Callum. It only took 15 attempts.
Yeah. Shh, don't tell them about that. It's fine, we'll do this in one take. There's no editing involved or anything. So, in today's episode, we've got a few interesting things to talk about.
You've got to enlighten me.
Yeah, I've done the planning.
Oh,
I've
sorry.
done the prep.
I've absolutely no idea what we're talking about today. So this is all news to me.
Great. So today, Callum, we're going to start a little mini-series almost with sewing and wellbeing, because I think there's a lot we can really get into.
I think so.
So maybe once a month we'll return to this topic and go into it a little bit more. We are going to go through story time, as we requested some stories from you guys last week. And then we're going to do two truths and a lie.
Perfect.
It's going to reveal which one was your lie.
We had a lot of interest on this.
We did.
There's been some interesting answers.
There's been some really interesting
I thought it was quite
answers.
obvious, but...
Well, I did as well, but then my best friend did message me questioning. And I was like, "How?
Wait.
You do know me?"
Are we related?
Yeah. Shh.
Oh, yes.
Can't give it away, can't give it away. And then I will do my two truths and a lie.
Perfect. Sounds good.
So yeah.
You really owned in on the structure now, haven't you?
Yeah, I like a bit of structure.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Keeps us on track.
Good.
We're going to try and complete this in 14 minutes and 59 seconds.
You've got 12 minutes 35 left. So
Great. Okay, let's crack on.
Okay.
Quickly, before we crack on, please can you subscribe and follow us on Spotify and YouTube, because then we can keep bringing you this podcast, and basically I can explain to you why I sat and talk at a camera for an hour every week.
And justify your job.
Yeah.
I take that back. I don't.
This week, this topic. So this actually, I was thinking about at the beginning of the week, and a few things have happened in the sewing world that feel very, very relevant.
Oh yes.
With sewing and well-being.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah. So we're going to kind of focus it more in on the phrase "be kind," which some of you may know. A selection of the bees from the Sewing Bee did a post this week basically asking people to be kind to next season's contestants, which was really interesting actually, that they felt they needed to do that.
I think obviously for us we're literally only going into this whole social media thing, and obviously we've not really had any hate or anything like that this far, because we've got quite a small audience at the moment. Yeah. But I think it's such a sad state of affairs when you're almost having to pre-warn that, because we want to be in a space where you can put out what you want to put out. The whole idea of Instagram, Facebook is a share generation platform where you share things that you're doing, knowledge, expertise, or just like share a bit of your life.
Yeah.
And the fact that now has to be almost like restricted and censored.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It is sad. It is really sad. And I think again, another very interesting thing that's happened this week is a new social media platform has been released called Social.
Talk to me about that.
SEWCIAL.
That's a bit of a plug.
It is. I know. Well, if you want to give us free access, please. But the kind of philosophy behind that particular platform is bringing Instagram back to its roots. It's not affiliated with Instagram in any way, but it's bringing it back to connecting people who love sewing. Rather than having to fight through, your feed not being in chronological order and algorithms and ads and all these types of different things that really take away from the ability for people to connect and actually just...
And how does it work?
So it works very like Instagram. You have your own profile, you set up obviously your username and all that kind of thing. You can see everyone else. It's a chronological feed. Okay. So rather than like on Instagram now, it goes off algorithm to feed you certain things.
Right. Okay. Cool.
It's just giving you authentic posts.
And what's the reason for this? Is it just because we're trying to get away from the algorithm? We're trying to get away from the marketing. We're just trying to get back to the authentic.
Yeah. Because I think people originally, and pre-COVID, but also especially in COVID's kind of era, people turn to social media to connect with others who are also interested in sewing. And especially when in COVID we couldn't connect any other way. No. So for a lot of people it became a way to build their communities.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I feel like even for me as like a user of Instagram and like not really TikTok but Facebook, it's like you'll be you'll be on your phone, and then before you know it, you've seen like literally 25 ads.
Yeah.
You know, we're not trying to discredit Instagram here because ultimately
No.
we're using their platform to sell our podcast. But
Yeah.
you know, there is a place for it, and I feel
Yeah.
like, you know, we want to find the authentic content, you know, to serve what it is that we want to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I think it is. It's really interesting. I'm intrigued to see how it kind of develops
We'll have to see how that plays
into,
out.
you know, a standalone.
I mean, talking about the bees, I was at an exhibition a few months ago, and I accidentally ran into one.
Which one?
Well, she came up to our stand to look at a new machine, and obviously because they film the sewing bee 5 months before it goes out,
Yeah.
these guys have to go do this 2-3 week intense filming, and then that's it for like 3, 4, 5 months until they're told that it's then going to be aired and launched. So she was in this like period where it was almost like, I am a bee, but you're not going to know about it for another like 4 or 5 months. And it's so weird because she obviously knows. She didn't tell me, but she might be the winner. She might not, but no one's allowed to know.
Yeah.
So for me, and generally that's no like giveaway or anything. Like I have absolutely no idea. But what we'll do is maybe link her name in our bio, because she's amazing. She's lovely, and it was so interesting talking to her because obviously we've got one of our tutors, Janet, who was a sewing bee from a few years back, and she told us all the behind the scenes and everything interesting. So maybe we try and get this lady onto the podcast, because I'd really like to properly see a behind the scenes process of how it actually works, because it sounds quite interesting.
It does sound really interesting, actually. Oh, that's very interesting.
So yeah, we'll have to speak to her and see if she wants to have her name mentioned, because that was quite a good conversation.
Ooh, how interesting to see the things you know.
Oh yeah,
it's great. But yeah, no, it's a really interesting one, and I think, you know, that's 2 examples in 1 week of where sewing and this kind of plea to the community of be kind to yourself and taking things back to the kind of authentic roots is really interesting. And I did see another post as well this week where it was all about basically the frame of it was yes but, and the yes was here's my completed garment that I've created myself, and then the but was a really focused in section where maybe the stitching wasn't perfect or something like this, and it's that kind of hypercriticalness of yourself. And I would actually be really interested to know, as someone who doesn't sew garments themselves, you know, we've had it before where I've gone, oh, I made this skirt, and
absolutely.
you've gone, what?
But this is the thing, and I think I know what you're trying to say, in the sense of, when you create something, you're always your worst critic.
Yeah.
Whether that be sewing, whether that be a piece of work that you do, whatever it is, you're always your worst critic.
Yeah.
So when you've shown me things that you've made, or we've got customers who come up and they go, oh, I've spent 3 years making this, or, you know, I've created this quilt or whatever, and straight away, you know, they're almost waiting for you to find the mistakes that they've made.
Yeah.
It's flawless.
Yeah.
Like, the work that I see, like, it's incredible. And I feel like you've just got to kind of give yourself a bit of a break, because, you know, it doesn't even need to be perfect, because actually having something that is not perfect makes it unique. You know, the fact that you can create something that you've made already puts you ahead of 98% of other people.
Absolutely.
You know, and we talk about well-being, you know, when you're sitting there and making a dress or making, you know, a shirt, for me, for example, when I'm making a shirt,
is that
when I will make a shirt in the future, I think what I'm trying to say is, I think the satisfaction of actually creating your own garment, and that ability to just get out of your head and just be in that garment is massive.
No, it is. It's really powerful, and to be honest, that's one of the big reasons why I got into sewing. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I wanted to create something unique, and it really was a therapeutic thing.
What was your first item
of clothing?
Mm.
I think it was a top.
That's so original.
Yeah.
What
did you want it to be?
I think you just made that up.
Like a sarong?
I think you just made that up.
Yeah.
I don't think you can remember what you did.
I can tell you exactly what the pattern is.
I know
do
you
you want
too
me
well.
to plug the pattern
top.
company?
I think you should.
It was a Tilly and the Buttons pattern.
Oh, they are good patterns.
They are really good patterns for beginners. So, yeah. No, it genuinely was.
Oh,
I'll see if I can. I've probably got the top somewhere.
You see, that's good, but you've kept that, and I feel like also that's sentimental.
Absolutely.
You know, the fact that you can create something rather than just fast fashion. Where I keep wanting to say fat fashion for some reason. The reason that we can boycott fast fashion, you create your own thing, and then you've still got it, just goes to show.
Yeah.
You know, if you buy something for 10 quid, you know, you probably throw out in a week or two. So.
No, absolutely. It's a big reason why people get into sewing, and I think
100%.
this hopefully will act as a little bit of a reminder that you do need to be kind to yourself and just go, you know what, I'm flipping
But
brilliant.
do you also think that people are just slightly intimidated of sewing? Do you think
Yeah.
people? Do you think for someone who's getting into sewing, it's quite a minefield of like, where do you start?
Yes,
In the sense,
massively.
because for me, it's like, okay, yeah, we sell sewing machines, but I wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that's another thing that is a bit of a myth that needs debunking.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, maybe we should talk about that as well in the future.
Yeah, definitely. Because there's lots of kind of tips and tricks that we can give
Yeah.
people, that I can give,
You
of how to kind of get over that initial fear almost and just have a go, because that's what it's all about, really. So yeah, no, we can absolutely get into that.
Because I think that's a big part of it. And, you know, if we talk about this well-being thing and, you know, trying to get people to start a new hobby, I think it's such a universally available and easy thing to do. You don't need to spend a fortune. Once you've bought your sewing machine, you're off. You're ready to go.
Absolutely. No, it is. It's a really interesting one, and hopefully, you know, you'll go away from this podcast and go, you know what, I'm a bit brilliant.
Yeah, too right.
So, yeah,
that's the whole idea, isn't it?
It is. It's something enjoyable. That's why we do sewing, for most of us.
We should get everyone to tag us in a post and show us their makes.
Ooh, yes, please.
Maybe we can have a look at some of them and comment on them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Cool.
All be positive
what
comments.
hashtag should we use? Go on the spot.
Hashtag so show me.
That's cool.
Thank
that was
you.
literally on the spot as well.
It really
so show
was.
me. Okay, we'll do that.
So show me.
So show me hashtag. Okay.
So we best move on because we're on a timer. Stories.
Stories.
Yeah.
So story time was not very successful. So we pitched out. I don't know if any of you watched the podcast last week. We pitched out saying that we really want to see your stories. I feel like our audience is genuinely so interesting and hilarious.
Yeah, they are.
No one messaged us. So what I thought I'd do instead is,
Disappointed.
I was a little bit actually, because I was waiting there on tenterhooks, waiting for the first message to come through and it never came.
No.
So what I've done instead is I've actually got quite a funny story, and I've not told you this because I wanted to get your natural reaction.
Okay,
and hopefully that will stir up a little bit of a, oh, all right, okay, well, here's mine.
Type of thing, yeah.
Okay. So I'll keep it short and sweet.
Yes, please.
So we do a lot of exhibitions a year, and we were in NEC in Birmingham 4 years ago. We are very organised at shows, and we have to bring an awful lot of change. So we tend to bring £1,500 worth of change in all denominations, which is a really heavy bag, by the way. If you've ever lifted a £1,500 worth of change, and there's another story here actually, but
can we actually? I don't think I've ever had £1,500
there's another really funny story here from when I first started, which we have to go back to in another podcast. But anyway, so normally we bring £1,500 worth of change. So we were at the biggest show of the year, Festival of Quilts, 4 years ago, and my dad, I'm going to throw him under the bus here, forgot the change bag. So we get to the show. It's Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Show opens at 10, and he turns around to me and goes, "Cal, I've not got any change." So we're left with two options. There's no banks around, so we either drive back down to work, pick up the change, come back, which will take 6 hours all round, or we need to go and find some change from someone else. So obviously the obvious choice was to go onto the concourse and go and find a newsagents and try and barter for a bit of change.
For £1,500 worth of change.
For £1,500 worth of change. So I went to the first place, had no change, went to the newsagents, big queue, very busy, went up to the front, and I said to her, "Look, we've made a massive error, like, I've got 60 quid, 80 quid here, can you just give me some pound coins, can you give me anything you've got?" And she looked at me and she went, "Oh, look, no problem at all," turned around, went into the back, and she came back and she gave me £100 worth of change. You know those tills that are like slightly raised? So you're almost, when you get served, you go up to the till and they're slightly higher than you.
Yeah.
So they're like this power bank of like cashiers.
Yeah.
So I'm conversating to, I'm looking up to her. And I said, "Thank you so much." Gave her the £100, she gave me all the change. And as she leaned in to give me the change, she gave me the change and then she kind of loitered over the cashier desk. There was a queue of about 8 people behind me. And I was like, this woman's going to kiss on the cheek. So in that moment, I went and kissed her on the cheek.
God.
And she literally looked at me, and she was about 80 years old. She looked at me and nearly like died on the spot. And then I realised what I did, and then looked behind me, and there's like 8 people in the queue behind me looking at me like, what have you just done? And she went bright red, I went bright red, and I sprinted out the shop. And I kissed the cashier on the cheek. I got back to the stand and told everyone about the story, and literally it was just like, what have you just done? And I honestly, I was absolutely mortified.
Do you go and see her every year?
She was there last year.
Oh my God, that's
Honestly, it was so bad. So yeah, that's my little insight into my fantastic,
that is
embarrassing stories.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my little one, but I feel like you'll have plenty of others to talk to us about.
But also, I think we should have one from you every few weeks, just to keep it interesting.
I've got so many, honestly. It's so embarrassing. But
Oh, that's really funny.
yeah.
That is really, really funny. But yes, so please send us your funny stories, whether it's a sewing project where something's gone wrong,
Or just sewing related.
Yeah.
You know, you might be into a show and, you know, tripped up in front of the customers.
You
or
might have tried to kiss Callum on a show.
or vice versa. Anyway, so we'd love to tell the tale.
Oh, that's absolutely brilliant. Thank you for waiting until the podcast.
I feel like you needed to know it in an organic version.
That was really funny. Yeah, no, I look forward to hearing many more stories.
So going back onto the conversation about the 2 truths and a lie,
Yes.
I've been looking forward to hearing yours. Do we tell them the answers to ours first?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. What are the questions again? So, how should we do it? How should we reveal?
So
I'll reveal the first truth.
yes.
First truth. Okay. Will, who is our head engineer, got propositioned at a customer's house, and that is the truth.
That is the truth.
Maybe we'll talk about it in a bit more detail at
The
a later
best
date.
bit was some of our comments from our lovely, lovely followers. Basically confirmed that this is not an isolated case.
This has happened multiple times, and I think at what point do you go, this is a Will problem and not a customer problem? And actually, his wife messaged me after the podcast, and she said, "Is there something I need to know about?" I said, "No, nothing to worry about, as you were."
Oh, that's brilliant.
Okay, so on to our next
interesting.
truth.
Yeah.
And this is going to reveal it, I guess. So we were ordering 20 sewing machines, and I ordered 200 by accident, and that actually happened, and that was absolute nightmare for like 3 months after that. So yes, that was bad. So that means that our fake lie is that Claire and I are not related.
We're not. Sorry to break it to you
I'm
all.
sorry to break it. We had a few people say, "I can see how you are."
Well, my best friend texted me and went, "Are you actually related?" And I was
So,
like,
yeah.
"No."
So we're not. So
no, not in any way.
yeah.
So yeah, sorry guys.
Sorry to break the news.
But yeah, no, I think that was an excellent 2 truths and a lie. to
Yeah,
start
it was.
on.
I think it was
fun.
a bit. I think it got a few people thinking.
It definitely did. It definitely did.
So that leads us on to yours then.
Yes. No, I have thought long and hard about these.
Okay. We're gonna have to think long and hard every 2 weeks.
I know. That did occur to me.
Got a lot to think about.
That did occur to me, and I was like, I'm going to really struggle with this. But okay.
Okay, right. I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
So, statement number 1.
Yep.
My first introduction to fabric scissors was when I was maybe around 10 years old, and they were my mum's fabric scissors. And I was using them to cut wrapping paper on my mum's bed with her handmade quilt. And in the process of cutting the wrapping paper, I cut a massive hole in the quilt.
I hope it's not true. That is horrendous. That is horrendous. We'll come back to that.
We'll see if that's true or not.
I hope it's a lie.
Number 2.
Yep.
Is I applied for the sewing bee but was rejected.
I did that as well. If it's a truth. Anyway, moving on. Moving on. What's your next truth or lie?
So I'm wiping the tears away. Number 3.
Yeah.
One of my very good friends a few years ago asked me to hem the trousers of her wedding outfit.
Okay.
She was the bride and she was wearing a white suit.
Yeah.
And this was the first time I had this kind of responsibility.
It's a big responsibility.
It's a massive responsibility. Yeah. And I accidentally / didn't think about it, used blue chalk.
Oh, you didn't.
On her wedding trousers.
Yeah, we really need to pick that up in a little bit more detail in another podcast. That is, if that's true, that's outrageous. Yeah.
Well, you'll see next week, won't you? So best come back next week to find out more.
Too right.
But yeah, brilliant. Well, this has been really fun.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it has. It's been really good fun. I'm looking forward to hearing everyone else's stories.
Hopefully, if anyone actually puts one in.
Yes,
Please, I'm running out. I've only got
on.
one funny story.
Yeah. It's only got one funny line. That's it. Thank you for watching, guys. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to keep up to date with the other bits and pieces that we are doing, we are on Deep Breath In, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok.
Good.
For Sew Centre Barnyards and Happy to Find UK.
That's a lot.
So please do give us a follow. We would love to see you there. And we'd love to hear your thoughts on today's topics, on our Two Truths and a Lie, on Callum's hilarious story. And please remind him about it every single time you see him. So thank you for watching, guys, and we will see you next week.